Hi friends! After rewatching James Gunn's Superman, I was honestly surprised by how much weaker this version of Superman feels compared to Snyder's. So in this video, I'll be comparing them, but before we unpack all that, keep in mind we have major spoilers ahead. Alright, let's kick things off with toughness. So in Snyderverse, the only person able to hurt Superman was Batman, and only with kryptonite, if we're talking about regular humans, of course. But in Gunn's version, even raptors managed to hold their ground against Superman, and that's without any kryptonite. I didn't notice any blood or bruises from falling or the raptors' attacks, but there's a noticeable difference when Clark faces other Kryptonians. For example, when he was fighting Doomsday in Dawn of Justice, there were no visible impacts from their blows, which makes sense since they're both pretty much indestructible on Earth. But in this new movie, after Superman's battle with Ultraman, he's severely injured, bleeding, and in desperate need of sunlight to recover. That's a huge contrast. Another thing I noticed, in Man of Steel, Superman doesn't need oxygen. He flies into space to fight Doomsday and doesn't seem bothered by the lack of atmosphere. In Gunn's version, though, he can hold his breath longer than a regular human, but it's implied that he could suffocate. That felt a bit off to me. And finally, let's talk about kryptonite. In Man of Steel, Superman could even fly while holding kryptonite, but here it's much more devastating. The effects seem way stronger and more destructive. Almost forgot, remember in Man of Steel when Superman survived a nuclear strike in space? Do you think James Gunn's Superman could withstand something like that? But to be fair, if they're building toward a Justice League movie, they might need a Superman who's weaker, one who actually requires the support of the other League members. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments.